of printing a soccer jersey consists of a flat price of $25 for the jersey and $1 for each letter that is to be printed on the back of the jersey. Okay, so flat price $25 and then each letter $1. Okay, do you know what is the flat price? Sorry, Diana? That's the price of the jersey itself. So regardless of whether you don't print anything, surely you have to pay $25 at least. Okay, so that is what it means by the flat price. Okay, so if Michael wishes to print a soccer jersey with his name on it, calculate how much he would have to pay. Okay, so that will mean that cost that Michael has to pay, he will have to pay $25 minimum, okay, plus, right, how many letters are there in his name? 7, okay, so 7 times $1. Alright, so 7 plus 25, that will be $32. Okay. Then in part 2, if a soccer jersey with a name printed on it costs $31, find the number of letters the name contains. Okay, so number of letters 6. We will have to take $31 minus away 25 divided by $1 lah. Okay, so that we can find out how many letters are there. Okay, and that would be 6 letters. Okay, and then in part 3, right, okay, it says that write down a formula connecting C and N, where N is the number of letters on the on the jersey, sorry. Okay, so the cost itself, alright, sorry, mispronounced. Okay, so the cost itself, right, it will minimally be $25. So something similar to how we were calculating in part 1. Okay, then after that, depending on how many letters are there, which is determined by the value of N, N times 1 will still remain as N, so the formula will be C equals to 25 plus N. Okay? No need to put any dollar sign in terms of an equation. Okay? Alright, any other questions? Okay, let's look at exercise 3B. Proportional to t minus 1 square. Okay, so what does that mean? With the very first part of the statement.
T equals to k bracket.
Maybe let's choose Valerie and tell me what is the equation that I can form. How do I translate this English to maths? Q equals k bracket t minus 1. Yes, very good. Okay, so if Q is directly proportional to T minus 1 bracket square, okay, that will be the equation. And then the question says Q is equals to 20 when P is equals to 3. What do we have to do with that piece of information? So what do I have to do with this information here? Q equals 20 when P equals to 3. After we form this part, what do we need to do next? Okay, very good. So 20 equals to k bracket 3 minus 1 squared. So we need to determine what is the value of k. Right? So that would actually be 3 minus 1 squared is 4. Okay, you press that in the calculator. So k will be 20 divided by 4. 5. That will be 5. Okay. Then what next? What do I need to do next? Javier? what to do next? Q equals to?
Q equals to 5 bracket P minus 1 square.
Okay, very good. K minus 1, is it? Do you say K? P minus 1. Okay. Then what to do next? Yes, JB will continue.
AT equals to 5 bracket P minus 1 square.
Okay, AT equals to 5 bracket P minus 1 square. Alright, thank you. Alright, so what do I need to do next? Actually, how to continue from here? I want to find out the value of P. Sorry? How do I find out what is P? Sorry? Square root AT. Square root what? 80 divided by 5. Then bracket P minus 1 square. Okay, I need to find out what is the value of P. Okay, so actually what is on the right hand side? It is 80 equals to 5 times P minus 1 square. Okay, so this square is only for the P minus 1. So I need to get rid of the 5 first by taking 80 divided by 5. Okay, I cannot take square root first because the square only belongs to be P minus 1. It is not the entire thing that has the square within. Okay, yes, Brian, what was your question? Okay, so 80 divided by 5 will then be 116. Okay, equals to P minus 1 square. Then at this stage, I can take square root. Okay, so when I take square root, is this the only case that we have? Square root of 16 is equals to P minus 1.
Yes.
Is this true? Who agrees that this is true? Half agrees that this is true? Who thinks that this is entirely wrong? Okay, then Xavier, what is entirely wrong?
Must add the 1.
Must add the 1? No, I'm not saying that this is the final answer. I'm saying whether is this step correct? Is this step correct? Who thinks that this step is correct? Who thinks that it is not correct?
Mine is correct.
Who thinks that there's something more that I need to add? Okay, Declan, yes. Okay, I need to negative square root 16, not square root negative 16. Okay, because when I have a square, last lesson we have agreed that the value over here for P minus 1, okay, can either be 4 or negative 4. Because 4 would be 4 square gives me 16, negative 4 square also gives me 16. Okay, so that's why when I take square root, alright, let me continue over here. Okay, P minus 1 is equals to the square root of 16 or the negative square root of 16. Okay, negative on the outside. We cannot square root a negative number inside. Okay, so that will be 4 or negative 4. And then we're trying to find out the value of P. So P is equals to 4 plus 1 or negative 4 plus 1. So the answer is 5 or negative 3. Yes, right. Why is it square root 16? Why not square root 16? This is 16 equals to P minus 1 square. I need to square root to get rid of the square, right? Why cannot do the minus first? The minus is inside the brackets. You need to tackle things that are outside the brackets first, then you can go inside. You understand? This square is for entire thing, it's a group of things. Oh, what are you referring to? I don't understand. This square belongs to the entire thing P minus 1. It does not belong to P or negative 1 alone. Okay? it is for the entire thing. P minus 1 itself is a number together. Okay? So there's brackets to indicate it is a grouping. Okay? So I cannot take out the minus 1 out of it. Okay? So I need, because in fact we have not yet learned expansion of and all that. Okay? So what you are thinking of is entirely wrong, mathematically wrong. Okay? That's why, as far as I can tell you now. Alright? So I need to see that P minus 1, it is a group. The brackets serve as a grouping purpose. Okay? So that's why I need to take square root first, then after that I can tackle the minus 1. Alright? Any questions? Okay? If not, then that's it. Okay, for question 7. Alright, question 7, there are two answers, 5 or negative 3. Both are answers, okay, that needs to appear. Alright? Okay, if no other questions, alright, will you please submit your homework to the front? Okay, staple them together. Staple 3A and 3B together. If you have them separately.
Stay back. Stay back. Ready to go.
Okay, in the meantime, alright, I hope that you remember you are expected to prepare your A4 exercise book for math, okay? So by Monday, I want to see it, okay? Okay, the A4 exercise book, I want lines inside it, please don't have it blank spaces inside. Okay, you can just go and get it from the school bookshop. Inverse proportion already. Okay, so when we say that y is inversely proportionate to x, okay, how do we form the mathematical statement? Y equals to k over x. Very good. Okay, so y equals to k over x. Okay, so let's look at example 8. Okay, so example 8 says that given that P is inversely proportional to Q, okay, and then after that Q is equals to 4 when P is equals to 3. In part A, we want to find an equation relating P and Q. Okay, so how should we go about finding this equation? What should we be doing? Nicholas, how to do? What will you start off with first? Okay, very good. So we have P equals to K over Q first. Okay, then after that, what do we need to do next? Maliki? 3 equals to K over 4. Good. Okay, so P is equal to 3, Q is equal to 4, so we get this. Okay, so what is the objective of doing this? We are trying to find out what is K. How do we find out what is K? What do you think? We have 3 is equals to K over 4. So K will be 3 equals to K over 4, and you think that K will be 3 over 4? Do you think that makes sense? Why not? Do you mean that if I put 3 over 4 over here in K, so you're telling me K is 3 over 4? So if I put 3 over 4 over here and I divide by 4 again, I'm going to get 3. You press your calculator. Yana cannot wait. She wants to lend you the calculator. You press the calculator for me. 3 over 4 over 4.
7.9.
Is the answer 3? Serious? How do you even press it? I'm very certain it's not. You press wrongly. The denominator is 4 over 4. I want 3/4 in the numerator, 4 in the denominator. You check. Press again. Yes, 3 over 4 divided by 4. This is what it means. So what is it? Is it still 3? Then how? 3 over 16. So that means this is not true, alright? Because you tell me if K is 3 over 4, then the answer should be 3 ma. So what is wrong? So K is not 3 over 4. Then how? Why? Because we want to remove the denominator, so we bring it over to the left. This is K divided by 4. Go to the left will be 3 times 4. Right? So therefore, K will be equals to 12. And that makes sense because we know very clearly 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay? So sometimes we need to use some number sense, okay, to actually see whether the answer makes sense or not. Right? So therefore, the equation will be P equals to 12 over Q. Okay? Next, in part B, we want to find the value of Q when P is equals to 0.5. Hayward, how to do this? Part B, find Q when T equals to 0.5. 0.5 equals K over Q. K over 0.5. Then what are we finding? Wait. 12 over Q. Okay, please don't do solve anymore. Alright, so 0.5 is equals to 12 over Q since we know that P is 0.5 given in the question. Okay, so this is typically a very common mistake, okay, that the students will be going to make after here. Okay, the thing is, how do we find out the value of Q? Okay, we need to understand that 0.5 I can also see as 0.5 over 1. Okay, then after that, what do we usually do when we see fraction equals to fraction? We cross multiply, right? Okay, so 0.5 times Q is equals to 12 times 1. Right? So Q will be equal to 12 divided by 0.5 because this is 0.5 times Q. Okay? Do we understand this? Right? So we need to be very careful in the way we find out what is Q. Okay? Yes. Any questions? Yes. Yeah lah, not everybody is as fast as you. You can do it. Okay? That's good. Okay? But if you can't actually say it fast enough, please go through the cross multiplication process and then after you get the correct manipulation. So Q will be equals to 12 divided by 0.5. Pressing that into calculator, you will get 24. Okay? Any questions? Okay, if no questions, I'd like you to go to your workbook, page 37 and 38. Please do question 4 and 5 now. Give you 8 minutes. Okay, if y, for question 4, if y is inversely proportional to x, okay, so what Glenn has over here, it says 5 over 1 equals to k over 2. He immediately went to this already. That is not as per expectation, okay, but you should start off with y equals to k over x first, okay. So please write that statement first before you jump straight into putting in the numbers. Do not be lazy, okay. Question 4. Alright, so y is equals to 5 equals to k over 2, and then after that k will be equals to 5 times 2, that is equal to 10. Okay, so in case you can't see it, k is equals to 10. So therefore in part I, answer will be y equals to 10 over x. Then in part 2, okay, we want to find out the value of y when x is equals to 4. So putting 4 inside here, you will get that y is equals to 2.5 or 2.5. Okay, fraction, improper, mixed number, decimal, they are all equal to each other. Okay? Right, so then after in part 3, we want to find out the value of x when y is equals to 16. So that means that 16 equals to 10 over x. As I mentioned earlier, cross multiply, 16x equals to 10. So x is 10 over 16. So therefore, answer is 5 over 8. If you want to write as a decimal, right, 0.625, that is also perfectly fine. Right? Any questions for 4? Okay. Next, question 5. If y is inversely proportional to x, so what Nicole gave over here is the correct presentation. Okay, writing down the statement first, then you put in the numbers and k will be equals to 45. Okay, I'd like to add on that do write down what is the equation. Y is equals to 45 over x. Okay, then after that you put in the numbers. 18 equals to 45 over x. Right, then cross multiply. And you will find that x is 45 divided by 18. Okay, so what Nicole did is that she could immediately see the division, which is fine, okay, but just for all of us, okay, we're starting it out, so let's just do cross multiply and get x equals to 45 over 18. Alright? It's better to play safe than to be sorry. So x is equals to 2.5. Okay? Any questions? Alright, if no questions, let's get back to our worksheet. Okay, let's look at example 9 now. Okay, Ryan, I'm over here. Right, example 9 is something very different, okay, from how we are looking at direct and inverse proportion. That's what I'm looking at. For what? Okay, example 9, we have 16 workers can build a tower in 60 days. We want to find how many more workers, okay, so taking note of the word more. Would it be needed? Would that be needed? Okay. If the tower is to be built in 20 days. Okay. So let's think about it first. Alright. Question says that 16 workers can build a tower in 60 days. Okay, now that you want the tower to be built in 20 days, right? Should you be requiring lesser workers or more workers? What does common sense tell you? More. Very good. Okay, you got more people, then you can finish things faster, right? Okay, so you need to have this common sense in order to check whether your answer is correct or not. Okay, so in this question itself, we will present it, okay, in a table form. So we are looking at number of workers and number of days. Right? I know some of you might have tuition, your tutor might teach you a different way, teach you in the algebra way. Okay? So you can do things in algebra way, that's fine. But I think that having it like that is easier, okay, than for you to always have to memorize, okay, algebra stuff. Right? So the question started off with 16 workers and 60 days. Okay, the final answer of the question wants you to find 20 days, how many workers? Okay, so can you tell me from 60 to 20, okay, how can I arrive at 20 from 60?
Divide by 3.
I can divide by 3, right?
Land myself.
In this case, it's very simple to see that 60 divided by 3 can land myself 20. Okay? But, alright, I cannot take 16 go and divide by 3. Why is that so? Because earlier on we already agreed there are lesser days, more workers are needed. So if I go and divide by 3, then I'm going to get lesser workers, which doesn't make sense over here. Okay, so therefore, we need to understand inverse proportion over here, whereby one thing goes down, the other thing goes up, because workers and days are related inverse proportionally. Okay, so 16 times 3, I will be getting 48. Okay, so I will need 48 workers in order to complete the job in 20 days. But the question asks for how many more workers are there. So we need to be careful. Okay, so number of extra workers needed. Will have to be 48 minus away what we already have. That is 16, so answer is 32 workers. Okay. Any questions? Glenn, are you focusing? You're zoning out. Okay, if no questions, let's go to our workbook. Page 36, question 1. find out what is one pipe first, 30, and then after you can do this. Otherwise, okay, what you can also do, okay, is that since you're saying 3 and 10 over here, and we're looking for 6 minutes, okay, so actually what we could do is instead of finding one pipe, how long it will take, okay, we can do 1 minute over here. Okay, so that will be more sensible, alright? Because it is not always that you'll be able to get such a nice number, then you can divide by 5 nicely. Okay, so what you could do is to actually do 1 unit over here, since this is what you have already. Okay, so you divide by 10, and then after that times 6. So over here I times 10, and divide by 6. Okay, so this is alternative, okay, to how you can do to get the answer 5. Right? Any questions? Okay, if not, right, let's look at example 10. Okay, for example 10, it says that Brew is manufacturing jelly. Okay, he realizes that the time taken to produce jelly is inversely proportional to the number of minions involved. Okay, initially 8 minions took 60 minutes to produce 10 jars of jelly. Alright, so in part A we want to find an equation connecting it. Okay, so question says time, alright, is inversely proportional to the number of minions involved. Okay, so therefore T is equals to K over M. Alright? Because T is defined to be the time, M is the number of minions. Right? And in part A, we're trying to find an equation for it. Okay? Do take note that in the question itself, when they define T, right, what is the unit that they use? T. Unit. Hour. T is not a unit. Okay? So confident someone. Right? It is in hours. Okay? So therefore, right, when the question says that 8 minions, okay, so question says 8 minions, 60 minutes, and 10 jars of jelly. Right? So in order for us to find out the value of K, right, what should we use for the value of T and M?
6 and 8.
When T equals to what and M equals to what? T should be equals to 60. Who says 60? Who says 1? Why do we use 1? Because I emphasize T is in hours. Okay, so you need to take note, right? The T value that you should be using should be 1. Because you need to convert the 60 minutes into 1 hour. That is how the T has been defined. Okay? And then M will be equals to what? 8. Okay? Then now we can put in the numbers and find out the value of K. So what is K going to be? Now Jerry, what is K going to be? 1 over 8, sure? Carefully. Do you think it makes sense? 8 or 1 over 8? 8. Okay, so 8 divided by 8 gets me 1, right? So K is equal to 8, so therefore T is equal to 8 over M. Let's just finish up part B. Asking how many more minions should Brew employ to produce 20 jars of jelly in 10 minutes. So do take note of the word more. Okay, question asks for how many more minions will be needed. Right? In this case, we have 3 items. We have the minions, we have the time, and we have the number of jars of jelly. So it is slightly different from how we were looking at example 9. Okay, whereby example 9 we have 2 quantities. Okay, so in this case, we have 3 quantity, We put our headers like that. We started off with 8 minutes, 1 hour, 10 jars. Okay, question wants 20 jars of jelly at the end and in 10 minutes. Okay, so let's just do some conversion first. So 10 minutes is 1/6 hours. Okay, so we need to use some common sense whenever we are doing this. Okay, so this is the objective here. We want, instead of 10 jelly, 20 jelly. So let's change the jelly first. Okay, so we want 20 jelly. Alright, if I have 20 jellies, I am doing times 2 over here. Okay, if I have more jelly, right, let's fix up the time. Okay, so whenever we change things, right, when it comes to 3 items over here, okay, we can only change 2 things at a time. Right, so I keep this one. Right, I look at the number of minutes because this is what I want to be affected at the end. Okay, so I keep this first. Right, same number. So if I have more number of jelly, should I have more minutes or lesser minutes? More. So therefore I will times 2. Okay, I get 16 minutes. So 16 minutes can give me 20 jelly in 1 hour. Okay, so this is settled. So this number, we have arrived at it already. Okay, the next thing is this one. Okay, how do I get 1/6 hours? So if I want 1/6 hours, okay, I'm going to keep the 20 since that one is already fixed. So I keep this. This is the one that I want to change. I need to divide by 6 over here to get 1/6. If I have lesser time, should I need more minutes or lesser minutes? I will need more minutes. So I will times 6 over here. So 16 times 6 will give me 96. Okay, so therefore I will arrive at the answer. 96 minutes is required, okay, to finish the job in 1/6 hours or 10 minutes and give me 20 jobs. But the question was number of extra minutes required.
96 minus 80.
Yes. That will be 96 minus over 8. So 88 minutes. Okay? Does anyone not understand? Why divide by 6 over here? Because I want 1/6 one. 1 divided by 6 will give me 1/6 one. 1/6 is a fraction, it's the same meaning as 1 divided by 6, right?